Good evening, eggheads, and welcome to Power Wash Simulator 2 with me, EnginesTheStone. We've got a whiskey and Jerryade. Let's take a sip. Lovely. That's weird. That's so weird. Right. So I started this a little while ago and I thought, as a nice, chilled, relaxing video, maybe where I just talk to you in my calm, growly, gruff voice. Yeah, we'll just do a bit of this instead. So, we're doing a fucking level I already fucking did. I swear to God. Oh, wait, no, I'm 34% through. Okay, never mind. I thought I already completed this one. Apparently, I did not. Yeah, it's a, I haven't played Power Wash Simulator. Sorry, I have to adjust my microphone. It's a bit low. If you haven't played Power Wash Simulator, you should give it a go. I swear to fuck. Oh no, I finished these things. Shit. I've got all of that to do. Yeah, if you haven't played this or seen anything of it. Oh yeah, that's gonna get annoying. Let me just lower that fucking down. Jesus Christ. 26 is probably fine. There you go. Oh, maybe we need a little bit higher. Sorry, I didn't test audio before I started. Maybe a 30. There we go. Yeah, that should do it. If you haven't played this before, you should. It's one of those games that are just kind of chill, relaxing, chill. Really, really made for the OCD in you. To be honest. This one's a bit weird because in number one, you basically just went from job to job. You upgraded your gun when you had the money, or your power washer thing, and yeah, you just did jobs. This one, you have a house that you have to buy shit for and upgrade, which means that when you that's the wrong button. That when you go here. There's not all that much equipment, to be honest. I tell a lie, there's fucking loads of equipment. Oh dear, I'm only on like the second. Like that's your is that your starting one? Oh, maybe I haven't unlocked much. I have played this for a good few hours. But yeah, apparently I haven't unlocked that much at all. So the way I like to play it is I like to stick in green unless it's a faraway thing, and then I'll go to yellow or red because they have narrower beams. It's just you see why it's just yeah, you could you could just sit here and spray forever. You never run out of water, and you don't get caught up with like the pipes and stuff. Not like real life, where I have power washed before in my life. I used to work on vans, like mobile home type shit, like camper vans and stuff. And yeah, you tend to get the pipes and the wires and stuff all tangled up unless you're really good at it. Or you take extra care. Sorry, I'm just seeing bits I've missed everywhere. I'm like, how bad was I playing before? Was I tired? Like, Jesus. What the fuck is this? Yeah, like, in my old job, I used to have to do the fronts, the tops, the sides, and everything. So, standing on the roof of a van with a pressure washer is interesting. I also did a little bit on boats as well. I used to work on boats. I used to be the general cleaner of the inside. They were higher boats. So we would clean them up, get them ready for customers to come and hire them out for like a week or a weekend or whatever. You know, I'd have to make beds. I was a professional bed maker. Which is very interesting to say. Yeah, anyway. So, what they used to do with the boats is they'll put them in a dry dock raise them out of the water, and then I'll attack the bottom bits, get all the scum off and all the bits that have gone a bit rusty. So after I pressure washed it, I left it to dry overnight, or maybe a day sometimes, depending on what the hours are like. And then I'd go underneath and I'd paint it all. You know, giving it the proper paint that you need for it to last another 10 years or so in the water. But we used to do that with our fleet. Honestly, it was quite a fun job because I was pretty much left to do it because nobody else wanted that sort of job because it was shit. You would get sprayed with so much crap, and if you weren't wearing your protective eyewear, you're just screwed. The amount of crap, even with the goggles on, the amount of crap I ended up with my eyes. Like bits of boat, bits of like sea creatures, and oh, it was grim. Mostly you're just cleaning off moss and rust, like little bits of rust that have formed, because it tends to bubble up. This isn't clean yet. Why not? Yeah, it tends to do a bit of bubbling. Maybe it did clean. I missed it. So you'd scrape all that shit off, but with a pressure washer. But the reason why it was weird on top of a roof was because a pressure washer basically pushes you back. So standing on a roof of a van with a pressure washer in your hand, I mean, your balance is definitely something you needed to concentrate on. And then obviously 1 foot in the wrong place and you were just gone. It's not as dramatic as all that because you're obviously going to be smart enough to look out where you're standing. But, you know, it's still there. It's a hazard of the job. Although I don't remember ever doing any, like, not just training for it, but, like, signing anything that basically said if you fell off the roof of a van, it was your fault. You know, companies generally make you sign shit like that so they don't get into trouble for it. Saying that, I didn't even my boat job either, because occasionally you have to go clean the roof with a broom, a wet broom, and yeah, on a narrowboat in a canal. All right, canals generally aren't that deep, you know, maybe like neck height for an average dude. But more than likely, the canals I've been fucking around with are basically you stand up, it'll go up to your middle or something, unless you reach a really low bit. But it's yeah, I never had to sign anything or go for any training for that either, which was interesting because I'm pretty sure that's like, you know, #1 of health and safety. Take care of your workers before they fall in the canal and get like Lyme disease or some shit. Was it Lyme disease? The stuff that comes from rat piss? I don't know. I can't remember. It was a while ago now. I've done so many dodgy jobs. A couple of my fun dodgy jobs that involve ladders. One of them being the, I had to prune a wall because I had ivy growing up it, but it was, I had to set up my ladder on a grass, basically a grass verge. Like it was leaning both directions, like behind me and to my right. So when you set up the ladder, your ladder was already leaning, and you're very aware that behind you it isn't just like, oh, you're gonna drop from the ladder and fall on the floor. It's gonna like, you're gonna drop from the ladder and then just keep fucking going. That was an interesting one, but also you had to pull these vines off the wall, which needed some physical exertion. Can you fuck off? We needed some physical exertion, of which you would be pulling against the ladder, which means at any point you could pull wrong and you'd go flying backwards. Lucky enough that never happened. But fuck me, it was scary. I had a very similar job on a slanted hill, falling, going to the right. I also had a job where I had to paint windowsills. upstairs windowsills. You know, not the downstairs one, because some fucking professional did that already. No. I was basically the sacrifice. Didn't sign anything there or have any ladder training. Not that you really need ladder training. Here's a ladder. Put it in a decent spot where it's, you know, supported. Don't put it on a leaning hill like I did. Yeah, that was a scary job. Painting a windowsill. Because you have to clean it first, which meant, again, you're doing a bit of rocking. Obviously, as your hands going from left to right in a very fast and sometimes aggressive manner to clean everything. Then the painting. Yeah, it was fucking dodgy. It scared the shit out of me. As jobs go, they weren't bad, to be honest. Again, I love jobs where they just leave you alone to get on with it. It's just like, right, well, you know, I just jam my headphones in, chill with my music, or audiobooks, as I tend to favour to do. Because, you know, I'm an intellectual, and I'm not. I just prefer that than just constant noise in my ear, like music. Sometimes it's not too bad. It depends on my mood, to be honest. Well, look, you're learning so much about me while we clean this. You can always, by the way, just mute me if you'd rather just watch me clean a wall. It looks like there's a few stubborn stains on here. We'll have to maybe get the yellow out. How do we do that? I've forgotten. There we go. Middle mouse. So the yellow is a stronger beam. That can clean some more stubborn stains. Look at that. Tearing straight through it. On the plus side, this game does... Yeah, if you've not played number 1. This does offer you a bit of the... look, you've cleaned the thing by making it do the ting. That thing. Thanks for accenting that for me. Beautiful. And you can press, I think it's Q, and it will show you all the problem areas are. Sometimes when when I can't find the issue, I will literally just walk around tapping Q, like, constantly. I'm pretty sure we're all guilty of that. Anybody who plays the game, I mean, like, you know, not just random people walking around tapping Q for no reason. Go back to green. I like green. It's just a satisfying game. That was the word I couldn't think of earlier. Glad I did now. I should take some of my beverage. You can also do other things as well. I believe you can, click that button, holds it in, so you don't have to hold in the left mouse. You can just click right. And I think there's another button that you can press that takes it into like a shot mode. I'm trying to figure. Is it E? No. Is it F? No. Z? X? C? Ah, there we go. C. You can. It takes you into this mode, which is, honestly, I never use it. I'd rather be able to move around. I'll do some parkour if I need to. New job is available. Well, that's great. I haven't finished this one yet. What's really funny, no, it's not really funny, but what's fun is there are bits of, like, story for this as well. And they actually talk about some of the things that we're doing. Like, one of the ones you missed, spoilers, by the way, just in case you do fancy wanting to know experience the story-ish for yourself. Even though it's a game about you literally just cleaning shit, there was this giant, weird, blue-ass big beam going from, like, one side to the other. And that just, like, halfway through a job just turned off. And then you could see, like, loads of texts in the bottom left corner just coming up, talking about the beam randomly turning off. And different people's opinions on the reason why. I thought that was pretty fun, because that could indicate something you could clean later, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you're going to clean the beam later on, and that's what turns it back on, and you'll be the hero of the city, town, country. I don't fucking know. I assume the beam being so big was countrywide, rather than, like, just town-wide. I think this is done, but let's cue it. Yeah, so done. There we go. So you only need to get to, like, I think it's like 95% or something. Cleanliness. For stuff. You don't have to get to a full 100%. I think they did that to stop people from getting so frustrated. I'm sure there's going to be a hard mode at some point where it's just going to be like, no, you have to clean every single piece of dirt. I'm actually wondering if we can just scale up the wall. Like parkour up the wall from here. Nah, I can't get on that thing. The teapot's too fat. Well, we can use some of the stuff. And the great thing is, no matter where you are, you can still pick it up from a distance. Look at that. Look how far away I could just pick that up. So good. And very professionally, you can also jump while while cleaning. You got quite a good jump. Oh, I felt like I gripped on then. Maybe. I don't know. I'll just do more with the bottom bit. We can always get higher later on. But look at it. Look how satisfying this is. Should maybe I put a little tag on this. I saw a tag on a guy I watch a lot. I can't fucking remember his YouTube name now, but I watch him a lot, and he's tagged his stuff as games you can fall asleep to, and I'm like, yes, I want to play games I can fall asleep to. I know that it's about his videos and just how chill they are. I just noticed a lot of people just don't get excited with those sort of things, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, they're chill. They're meant to be relaxing. To the point where you can just fall asleep. The bit I hate about falling asleep to any YouTube video is how... Oh, I've been up here because I've cleaned that. Is how the videos you end up waking up to are just so fucking random. Like, I fell asleep to a few, chill gaming videos. And I end up waking up to some random dude who I believe is balding, no hate, He's got long hair. He's thinning. And he's wearing a suit. And I can't tell what fucking age he is because of that. And to be honest, I don't pay any attention to whatever games he was playing, because it was more like I don't want to... Now, this is personal opinion, and you can choose to, ignore it or whatever. But most streamers tend to have to be a little bit more energetic and hyperactive, unless you're like somebody who's like bomb at a game. Like me, when I streamed. And hopefully, maybe start again at some point. I lost the love of it because of reasons. I'll go into that in a sec. But basically, right. My opinion is that most streamers tend to have to be quite hyperactive. And what I don't want to do is end up getting woken up by some random ass fucking guy or girl screaming at their TV because of game. Now, don't get me wrong, there is an audience for almost everything. I know that. Just as well as everyone else. It's just, I am built on the whole idea of that if you're going to be doing something for money that is meant to be entertainment, you should be entertaining. I don't know, my videos lack a little bit because I just cannot be fucked to do all the editing. The editing, because it's just it's a long ass, like, it's a big ask for something that you don't get paid for, right? Like, there is very little in the way of reward for editing a video, which is why when you start a channel and you're quite a small channel, it's quite difficult to snowball it. When you do, it feels great. And then it gets worth the effort because there are people out there that are actually watching, enjoying, and stuff like that. I'm pressing the wrong buttons all over the place. But when you're small enough, it's just wasted energy. You know, I don't have the time to do it, let alone the effort. But sorry, I think what I'm moving towards is like the whole attention retention thing. So like a lot of people, if they're not entertained within the first few minutes, will scroll off. Now I'm pretty certain, if I remember correctly, it's something stupid like maybe like a minute or 30 seconds, something like that. That somebody will load up a video that might appeal to them, and then they'll just turn it off after about 30 seconds. Maybe it's even less. So when I was streaming, I was always very, very loud. I was hyperactive, to be honest. I fucking loved streaming when I first started. Now, bearing in mind, I streamed, trigger warning, because apparently people need those. I started streaming in COVID times. Like, it was a pretty bad time for mostly everybody. Now, I have to say, and I'm sorry to say, because a lot of people get really fucked off with me saying it, excuse me. COVID times was one of the best times of my life. Now, I know I didn't suffer from any, like, massive family tragedies or anything, and I feel bad for those that did. But at the end of the day, we all have our own separate experience. That's what makes us who we are, and that's what makes us individuals. Your experience probably was way different to mine. But I started streaming, and I didn't lose any family members. Nothing terrible happened. I had a great time just chilling on my computer while getting paid. Like, it was basically an extended holiday for me. Yeah, okay, the world was going to shit, and I was very concerned about that. But also, like, I was doing stuff that I enjoyed doing. Anyway, to get back to the actual thingy, I started streaming then. But the thing is, because I loved it, it all came naturally. You know, I'd like to think I'm a bit of a natural-born entertainer. All right, maybe not in some of my more recent videos. I have been tired from work a lot and bleh. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a struggle to actually release any content that I think is that good. So, you know, it's watchable if you're interested in who I am. It's less watchable if you're just looking for your basic fast-paced video of somebody that knows how to do stuff in a game that you enjoy. And no hate to that. You should watch what you enjoy. You should do what you enjoy. That's generally what people should take away from life. But I'm saying, if you were interested in me, you know, the whole engines guy, then they're watchable. They're watchable. Not fantastically hyperactive like I normally am and stuff, but, you know, they're watchable. And maybe going back to streaming isn't a bad thing, you know, because I get to engage with people rather than like what it's like at the moment where, you know, I get to leave a little love heart and maybe a reply, but you're talking a conversation that lasts for weeks because nobody can reply more than once every fucking 3 days. You know what I'm saying? But with streaming, it's different. And anyway, this guy was just not hyperactive. I don't know if he was good at games. He probably was. Stereotype, but he looked the type who would be quite good at games. I mean, he was wearing a suit on stream. I mean, that's enough to gain her a bit of attention. Trust me, I know, I've done it. Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, there was no hyperactive behavior, no screaming at the things. But what I'm saying is, I don't want YouTube to recommend those fucking videos while I'm fucking sleeping. You don't go from a video that's hashtagged games good to fall asleep to some random streamer, right? Eventually they're going to get a random streamer that is hyperactive and yelling at everything. Now, bearing in mind, I mostly just yell at things that actually need yelling at, not just yelling for the sake of yelling. I've seen some very overreactive people. I wouldn't call myself overreactive. I'd call myself reactive enough. Reactive enough to be entertaining. Right? Maybe. I mean, I feel like I'm tooting my own horn a lot in this little narration. Is this a narration? I feel like it's a narration. Yeah, no. I don't know. And I think the thing that pisses me off a lot, and the reason why I kind of like got really fucked off with streaming, is there's just a few things. For a start, I actually just had to check to make sure I was actually recording then. For a start, there is quite a lot of politics to it. And you have to be kind of cutthroat. And kind of cuntish, like, to be honest. I believe 90% of streamers I know are cunts. Because at the end of the day, it is a cutthroat world. And you kind of have to be. And I'm just not willing to be like that in order to you know. I think that's the reason why maybe my numbers fell, because like I outwardly was just like, fuck no, I'm not doing the same things as you guys, because you guys are dicks. Like, I refuse to promote myself. Can I just throw this? Is there a throw button? I want a throw button. Q, E. Ah, well, never mind. What was I saying? Yeah, I like a lot of my interactions with what I thought were decent human beings as streamers turned out that they were just knobheads looking for somebody who can like get them bigger. And that's it. That's all I've ever seen. Like, and it pissed me off. There's certain behavior patterns that really, really annoyed me, and I know I'm going to start ranting about things that, you know, when I was way bigger streamer than you know, I was at my height, I guess. All right, I didn't have like hundreds and hundreds of people watching. I had a regular viewer of about 24, which, to be honest, still puts me in the top fucking 1% of everybody on Twitch. You know. But it's just like the behaviors I saw of people, like flirting with you in order to gain your attention. Which, don't get me wrong, everybody fucking flirted with me and my streamers. It's kind of a thing we did. But when you found out they were streamers, they would use different tactics. Or there's the stream buy. Self-promotion shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, it's like walking into a store somewhere and announcing over the tannoy that your store has something better. And it's like, sorry, what? Like, stream buys pissed me off. Like, there was a dude that used to do it to me all the fucking time. And he was way bigger than me, and I believe he got partner. But it wasn't, he wasn't doing it for me. He was doing it for him. Because his audience weren't my people. So he found me, found that I had a completely different audience, and then started doing stream buys. What I mean by stream buys, let me just take a sip. What I mean by stream buys is they would come into your stream. They would become the center of attention, either by gifting stuff or biddies or anything like that. If you know what biddies is, it's basically like a crappy donation where Twitch makes what is it like 40% of whatever? I don't know. Anyway, so I mean, the money doesn't really matter. I mean, it does for the bigger streamers. For me, I was making nothing. Well, I say nothing. I was making a decent amount, but it wasn't decent enough to live off. It was nice. It was like a nice bit of pocket money. Anyway, so what they'd do in a stream buy is they would come in, become the center of attention, and then after a few minutes, 10 minutes or so, they'd be like, oh, I'm just going to go and stream myself. I thought I'd pop in to say hi. Or that's what they will announce their arrival with. That is not behavior I can deal with. Like I said, I just stopped promoting myself in people's streams. But they were all fucking doing it. All of them. I'm just like, I thought we were friends. Is that not considered, a bit of rude behavior there? I thought you were here to support me because I'm the one who's live. And we're both trying to reach the same position. And it's not like I wouldn't... Half of the people, more than half the people, it's not like I wouldn't give them a massive shout out. It's not like I would make a massive deal about them anyway. Because that's just the way I work. Like, in my eyes, we're all building communities together. That's the whole thing. You have your community, I have my community. Hopefully they cross over somewhere in the middle. Because I like you as a person. When you find out what the person's like, you're like, oh, well, maybe not then. And it was a bit sad. It was a bit sad. I felt like I lost a lot of good friends. Which was weird because when you actually find out their real personality, you're like, oh, well, they weren't good friends. They were just using you. Because the second my numbers dropped, nobody gave a fucking flying fuck. My numbers dropped from 24 regular to about 6 to 8. Didn't see any of them. None of them. And it was just interesting, It's like they got what they want from me, they're done. But then I know that in general life, users are like that. People are like that all over the place. And it's not necessarily just in that environment. It's just the problem is in that environment, it's a little bit more cutthroat. Or at least it feels like it anyway. And it was a real shame. It was a real shame. Because, like I said, you felt like you really liked somebody. You really got to know... I'm fucking stuck underneath this fucking lip. You felt like you really got to know people. We're not talking about, just people that you only see when you stream. We're talking about people that we spent hours and hours out of stream, chatting, hanging out together, that sort of stuff. That's the full shebang. And yet, that's how it is. That's how it just seems to be. Just, I don't know, just a way of making a few extra fucking viewers. And I stopped. After that point, I stopped promoting anybody. I stopped, I got a lot more strict on the rules that I had, like no self-promo, all that shit. 'Cause it's just like, all you're doing is using me. But then, because of that, I also stopped myself from doing it. I would never mention I was a streamer unless they knew me. I would never mention that I was, I'd never be happy about having a shout out or anything. I'd tell them not to bother. And it's just like, 'cause at the end of the day, if I'm not willing to give that, I shouldn't be willing to accept it. And I wasn't. God no. But it would be nice. I've lost all my regulars. I've pretty much lost contact with. I say I've lost contact. I haven't. We're all in a fucking Discord. It's just, I'm so fucking busy. And I'm just at work constantly that, people would be lucky to get, a two-line message from me at, 5:30 in the fucking morning. Because that's the only time I'm basically free. And it sucks. But yeah, maybe going back to streaming would be nice. My wench has already said that would be a fun thing to do. And I'm just like, the problem is I lost the love for it. Many reasons. One of them was the cutthroat nature of the people playing the game. One of the reasons was it started feeling like a job. And one of the reasons was I just don't feel I'm good enough. In a weird way. I was always second-guessing my content anyway. I'd never second-guess my content on YouTube because you can choose to fucking watch it or not. And I know that people can choose to watch a stream or not, but they were kind of loyal. So I think they had a feeling that they had to be there. And give stuff to the channel. And as much as I appreciated it, I always felt like it was a bit too much. My content weren't worth what they were given. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I felt like I was entertaining. I would always get stuck at what game to play, and then I felt like I wouldn't get any numbers from that, and you know, it started to drive me a bit fucking insane, to be honest. It was just a pain in the ass. I'm gonna have to change my barrel. There we go. But the thing is, we did have a laugh, and we did have a load of fun, and especially when I first started out, like, I was pulling 16-hour streams just because it was fun. And like, when the streaming started to end a little bit, it turned into like 3 hours at a specified time, and I was just like, that's just not me. I like being random. I like just doing stuff. You know, it gives me far more interest and excitement to just go, oh, you know what we're gonna do right now? I'm gonna fucking load up my streaming shit and just stream. I'm just gonna do it right the fuck now, you know? That sort of thing. Rather than being like, okay, streams are 3 hours a day, Monday, Wednesday, and I was like, fuck off. But that's what it kind of turned out to be, because, you know, the system likes it better. The system likes it better. I'm going to have to pour myself another beverage. The system likes it better if you're consistent. To be fair, the system likes it fucking better if you just actually stream. I think that's the biggest thing. It's like the whole YouTube thing. Like, I agree, YouTube loves it if you're consistent with your uploads, and you get a decent amount of views. What are you saying to me here? What are you telling me? Oh, it's a bit messy. There we go. Are you telling me that there's something wrong with this window now? What's wrong with the window? Oh my god, there's so much wrong with this window. But at the end of the day, if you're uploading, I mean, to be honest, what are you telling me now? There's literally nothing there. Oh, wait a minute. That's this outside part. At the end of the day, you do actually cost YouTube money, because somebody has to pay for the server space, right? And it ain't us. I mean, the advertisements are basically paying for a lot of that. I will get up there. Don't what? Is there something wrong with this bit? Oh. Yeah. So there's so yeah, just do a somewhat regular. Motherfucker, you are pushing me off it. I can feel it. I can feel you pushing me off this bit, you bastard. Yeah, I might get into it. But it's like, just do regular. Just do something. Wait, it's this. Oh, I haven't done these bits yet. I need to be up there on the roof, but I've fallen off like an idiot. What was I saying? Yeah, I'd just say just fucking upload or just stream. Like, if I was to stream once a week at a stupid amount of hours, right? I would still be streaming. You know what I mean? I'd be doing something. And I think that's still beneficial to your channel. Like I said, when I first started, I was streaming daily, you know, between 12 and 15 hours every fucking day, because at the end of the day, it was fun, it was new, it was exciting. Which I know is completely and utterly the undiagnosed ADHD I believe I have, but, you know, whatever. It is better to not say those things. And just live who you are. Oh, well, this is a mess, isn't it? I've always been a bit weird, I guess. I don't know, that's not a diagnosis for anything, but, you know, I've always been a bit of an outcast. There was somebody I got quite close with on my work experience. I was like 16 years old or something, fucking hell, some years ago. She kept making the joke that I was on wacky backy. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? I'm so innocent. I don't even know what you mean by that. I was just excited to be there, and, you know, and I'm just a bit silly, I guess. Fun times. But yeah, no, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about picking up the recording software, the streaming software again, and getting back on the old microphone and camera. But we'll have to see. It's not exactly something it's not exactly something I want to fucking plan. Not saying it's something I don't want to plan. It's something I don't. No, wait. I'm saying both, but not right. It's something that I'd like to do, but not something I want to plan. But the thing is, I think that's the problem. If I don't plan it, it becomes really inconsistent. Because it's just not what it used to be. I can still have fun with it, but it's just not quite what it's used to be. You know. I don't think it's completely got to do with the popularity. But I guess it's got to do with a little bit of, like, audience interaction. The reason why I absolutely loved streaming when I first started is I got very popular very, very quickly. For what most people get. Like, you know, some people take them years to get anywhere. Me, it took a few weeks. And I had just a fuck ton of randomers in my streams talking and chatting shit and having laughs and jokes. And I try to build a community on banter, you know. Sorry, I keep clanking my bottle against my desk. I try to build a community on banter. So you guys take the piss out of me, I'll take the piss out of you. And we'll have a fun time doing it, you know. I think it got to the point where there wasn't that many people in there. Banter was still around. Sorry, I'm opening my bottle of Cherryade. I don't know what you Americans call it. Probably Cherryade. Or cherry pop. Or no, you don't say pop. Do you say pop? Soda. Sorry, cherry soda. There you go. Hope this... Everybody's now going to wake up needing a piss. I do hope this video does actually, like, help put someone to sleep, and not just because it's boring, it's because it's relaxing. I've got a bit of a monotone, not a monotone voice, but a soothing voice. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it changed a bit because of the whole, like, the amount of people that was there, and the type of people as well. I think, like, it was very weird, but I had a lot of British people, you know, and then I went global. Then I had a lot of Europeans and a lot of Americans. And, you know, it was really fun to sort of, like, introduce the Americans to how banter works. I know that some get it, some don't. But, you know, I'm trying not to be too stereotypical here, but it was still fun to show them how banter worked and how we all weirdly insulted each other, but we were actually really close type thing. But yeah, now because of that, like, after that, it's got to, the numbers have got lower. My desire to make strange content has kind of fallen, which I believe doesn't really help all that much. Not from what I used to be, because what I used to be was a bit hyperactive and a bit weird. And when I say a bit, I mean like a lot. You know, I did a fundraising stream, and that got a bit strange. It was a lot of fun, though. We all had a great time. But yeah, the banter has kind of dropped to, and the audience interaction has also kind of dropped, and it's not quite the same. It doesn't feel like I said before, it kind of feels like it kind of felt like a job. It kind of felt like I was just working at a second job. And that's not what I wanted it to feel like, because then I'd find myself getting irritated, and I'd find myself just getting pissed off and not even putting that much effort into it. And then that's when I started really questioning my content. I'm just like, well, people can't be fucking giving me money for this shit. And so I kind of just stopped. I wanted to go back to what it used to be, and I tried to do that before, but I felt like there was expectations there and stuff. It's just a weird all around, to be honest. I'm not going to clean the top of this, am I? I am going to have to use the ladder or something. Huh. Interesting. I could just use you. I'm just gonna... Yeah, there we go. How does one... Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so I don't want it to feel like a job. I don't want it to feel like work. I don't want it to feel like any of that. I want it to feel like a couple of mates hanging about in a pub with my over-the-top arrogance, because that's just funny. And don't get me wrong, I've had that all my life, and I know it is a joke, because I don't believe in myself that much. Where is that pointing? I'm not allowed in the house. What do you mean? I thought we just cleaned that. Come here, you. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, that's what I want it to feel like. I want it to feel like loads of friends in a pub, have a drink, be silly, have fun with it. We are really high. You know, none of this, it's a job thing. Because I know that everybody claims wanting to start a community and stuff, and you really do see the people that take the piss about it, as opposed to the people that actually want it. And like, what I always I want to say prided, but I'm pretty sure. I think pride is the right word. So what I pride myself on with it was that the streams were real. Like, they were real. It was real humor, real jokes, real silliness, and it wasn't just bullshit to try and like attract people. It was just me being me and having fun with me. And like I've said before, I can entertain myself easily. Can I? Oh, okay. You can just pick it up and put it back down. Yeah, I can entertain myself like well easy. Is it that window? I can't tell. Oh, it's this wall. Not bad. Yeah, I pride myself on the fact that it was fun, it was silly, it was real. You know, none of the overreaction to stuff that didn't need a reaction to at all. How are you saying this wall is dirty? There's nothing on the wall. Oh my god, stop. What the... Where is it? There's got to be more than that. Where the bloody hell is it? Is it inside the flower pot? Motherfucker. Oh. There we go. Job complete. That was a 47-minute chill out time. I quite enjoyed that. I guess to conclude, I may start streaming again at some point when it's convenient for me. Times are going to be random as shit. And I guess I'll play whatever I want. Most of the times, my old streams, the game didn't matter. To the point where we barely played it. Like, a whole joke in my stream is, there's a game? I don't know if that's a common joke in people's streams, but that used to be a joke in mine. Wait, there's a stream? Like, there's a game? Like... But we'll have to see. Maybe when my work here dies down a bit, and we get to the point where I'm only actually working the allotted hours... And maybe if I can wake up... There's a lot of banging next door. And maybe if I can wake up at a decent standard time instead of 5:30 in the goddamn morning. You know? Maybe. We can all dream, can't we? Anyway. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy my calm... soothing voice while doing something as, I guess, satisfying and mundane as pressure washing a teapot. Whack it in the comments below. Maybe we can do more of these. I don't mind. It's kind of nice to do something chilled rather than something I have to run around and defend myself, like gaming wise. But anyway, please leave a like and subscribe. If there's a game you want to see on the channel, whack in the comments. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, maybe just before I go. Some people like to see this, so I'll show you the ending video. There you go. I cleaned the thing. I disappear for a few minutes there. There you go. A nice wash teapot. Goodbye.